Today I'm reading again from SKYLARK. This will be chapter 4. Sometimes Sarah dances, and she makes Papa dance too, his face shy, his smile like Caleb's. Sometimes when Papa worries about the farm or the weather, Sarah takes his hand and pulls him outside. "Come, Jacob, come walk with me," she says, and he does. They walk the fields and the country road, Lottie and Nick following them. Once they chased each other through the rows of corn, and we could hear the sounds of their laughter. So if you remember, the setting is on the prairie, and Miss Durham thinks it's in Kansas. Papa came back from town with letters from Maine, letters for all of us from Sarah's aunts, Harriet and Mattie and Lou. It was evening, the oil lamp bright in the kitchen. Papa mended a bridle. Caleb leaned against him. I read a letter out loud. There was a storm. Aunt Mattie says, and the porch shingles went to sea. "What does that mean, went to sea?" asked Caleb, interrupting me. "It means they blew into the sea," said Sarah with a smile. I began to read again. "My hat went to sea too, the one with the bird on it." Caleb climbed up into Papa's lap. "A real bird!" exclaimed Caleb. "Stuffed, Caleb," said Sarah. "Aunt Mattie will miss that hat." 2 inches of rain by the glass measure. I stopped reading, staring at the word rain. I looked up at Sarah, and she was watching Papa, her face touched by the light of the lamp. "A glass?" asked Caleb. I tried to make Caleb stop talking. I didn't want Papa to think about rain. "What about your letters, Sarah?" said Papa. Sarah shrugged. "Just the weather," she said. "Painting William's boat." Papa looked up at her. "Read it, Sarah," he said softly. Sarah took the letter out of her pocket. She slowly opened it. "The grass is green," she read, "growing so tall that we've cut it dozens of times already. The trees are lush. Autumn will be beautiful. Come visit, all of you, soon. Love, Mattie." There was a silence in the room. Then Papa kissed Caleb and got up. He stood at the door looking out at the red of the setting sun. "It will be a beautiful sunset tonight," he said, his voice low. "I can tell." Papa opened the door and went outside. "A glass to measure rain?" asked Caleb again, still thinking of Mattie's letter. "Hush, Caleb," I said. Sarah didn't answer Caleb. She put her letter on the table, walked to the door, and went outside. I picked up the letter. There was more that Sarah hadn't read. "It has rained nearly every afternoon," Mattie had written. "It cools down the day and leaves us with good nights for sleeping." I watched Sarah put her hand on Papa's arm as he stood looking over the dry fields. My eyes filled with tears. I knew Sarah was sorry about the letters from Maine and the talk of rain. "It's not your fault that Maine is green, Sarah," I thought. It isn't. So I'm wondering, why do you think that Anna is starting to cry from reading the letters from the aunts? Have you ever been in a place so dry it would grow? It would be kind of hard to live. Okay. The moon was up when Caleb came, Nick with her book. "I thought you'd gone to bed," he said, for Papa. Sarah smiled and put her arm around. "Off to bed now. It's late." He yawned and went up the stairs out to the porch, from the barn, and he stopped. He looked at Sarah, post, but sitting in the moonlight. Roses grew on the fence, and the fields were filled. I learned, and Caleb ran. Now cloud everything. We took our picture. Mark asked Sarah. He climbed up. We can do that